Welcome to Financial Focus, brought to you by GulfCoast Financial Services founder and CEO, John Kuykendall. John and his team of financial, legal, and tax professionals have been providing North Florida savers and investors sound, comprehensive financial guidance for over 30 years, helping you to achieve important life and planning goals. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more Financial Focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net.
And welcome into the program. This is Financial Focus, brought to you by the best of the best in financial services, as named by the readers of the Lake City Reporter, 7 years and running and celebrating their 30th year. Serving proactive clients across North Central Florida, the team from GulfCoast Financial Services, founder and CEO John Kuykendall here with us, providing the information and guidance as always. And today, John, going to be talking about the healthcare side of things. We reach that magic age of 65 and we enroll in Medicare, and there are a lot of different sources of information out there for guidance on Medicare. We're going to talk about some of the good guidance that we're seeing and some of the maybe less than knowledgeable sources of information that are promoting different Medicare and healthcare related services.
Well, that's right, Peter. And I really think that, it's an important time when you get to be 65 and you start thinking about Social Security. And as you know, we always tell everyone to come in and let us run a Social Security analysis form and show them when they can sign up and how much they're going to either lose or how much they're going to make by signing up now. But the other thing is important, and this is an important age for Medicare, because at age 65, we're able to get the best health care than probably we're ever going to have. It isn't free, but by no means. I mean, I always had that misconception that, my Medicare cost, my insurance costs were going to go down when I reach 65. They really don't, but it's great care. And there's certain things you have to be careful of and certain things that you need to be knowledgeable about. And I really want to talk today about the celebrity endorsements. And don't get caught up in the hype without understanding the problems and the penalties and where you should be looking.
Yeah, John, I'm hearing about these dynamite offers where I'll actually get money back into my Social Security check. Now, what's that all about, and what do we need to know about paying attention to that, or what it might mean for us?
Well, first of all, there are certain areas and certain income levels that do have certain advantages that others don't. I mean, in our area here in Lake City, Florida, we've looked into that, and I can't get money back from the government into my Medicare, and there's no way that my Part B is going to be free. But what you need to know is what's available in your area, what drug plans are the best plans for that area, and also which Medicare plan is best for you. Now, Peter, not everyone, because, as we've said before, 40% of the people rely on Social Security to be their main source of income. And they may not be able to afford to have Part B cost and also to be able to have a Medicare supplement. And the Medicare Advantage plans work in well with that because in most cases the premium is free. But you need to understand the penalties and the pitfalls of what you're signing up for. And in some cases, as I said, certain individuals may have no choice. This may be the only way that they can continue their health care coverage, and that's fine. You just need to be aware of what's going to happen.
Now, Medicare may not be free, John, but most of us are not writing checks every month for that premium amount. A lot of times, I believe it's just deducted automatically from the Social Security income that we're receiving on the other hand, correct?
Well, the Part B is automatically deducted from your Social Security. That comes out before you ever see your Social Security check.
Okay.
The Medicare supplements, if you have that, they can be deducted from your checking account so that you don't have to write a check. But there is a certain cost to have a Medicare supplement. It's kind of like, when you worked at the plant and the executives had a little different policy than the workers.
Right.
You got a little better benefit. You had the executive physicals and that sort of thing. Then it's kind of like an analogy is kind of like that.
Or the senators and congressmen having their own special health care plan, and then us regular citizens getting whatever they determine is appropriate for us.
Yeah, well, that's another whole matter, and that we don't want to even go there. But so what happens is that if you want the best care you can get, then you want to get a Medicare supplement from one of the insurance companies. All Medicare supplements are the same. They're lettered, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and all of those are all the same by every insurance company. So there's no difference in them
within each category. A is not the same as G, but every carrier that offers a G plan, it's going to be the same, right?
Going to be the same.
Okay.
If I want the best coverage, I'm going to get G. Maybe I can't afford G, so before I go to some other plan, I may want to try A, B, or C, because they may provide me at a lower cost the same amount of care that I can get with G under what I'm able to afford. So that's something we need to look at. But the thing is that if I want to go to any doctor, 90% of all doctors, there's a misconception. You've probably heard that Medicare is not accepted by all doctors. Well, 90% of all doctors accept Medicare. Not all doctors accept Medicare Advantage plans. And so if you're going to go to the free plan, you need to check, because your doctor may not accept it and he may not be in the network. Now, if I have a plan G with United Healthcare, for example, I'm not in a network. I can go to any doctor I want to. I can go to any specialist I want to, and I'm free. But if I'm in a Medicare Advantage plan, I'm going to have a network, and I'm going to have to go to those doctors. If I travel a lot and I travel out of my area, then I may not have a network I can go to. I may not be covered, and 100% of the cost of that medical emergency at that point in time will be borne by the individual. So there are certain pitfalls we need to watch for and certain things we need to be aware of, because while the Medicare Advantage plans are free, they may cost you more in the long run because of the copays and deductibles.
John, it sounds like a lot of different moving parts here. And for somebody that is not on the inside or just very first enrolling, it sounds like just more than we may be educated on to make a good, solid choice and decision on what's the best plan for us. And that's why your team there helps with these decisions. You guys at GulfCoast Financial Services walk your clients through this process, lay out all the options, and help make some of these critical decisions.
That's right, Peter. And I would recommend that anybody go to their advisor or come see us and get the information ahead of time. You can listen to Joe Namath on television or on the radio and TV, and that's great. But let me explain to you that there's no instant replays for this. When I reach age 65, I'm eligible, no matter what my medical condition, to go to any insurance company and get any Medicare plan they have. If I leave after I'm 65, I go to another plan or at age 65, I take a different plan. And then during open enrollment, I say, hey, I want to switch. I'm subject to insurability. So if I have an existing condition such as cancer, you may not be eligible to switch until you've been cancer-free for 5 years. So while at age 65, I have to be insured. After that, there are certain qualifications that you have to meet in order for the insurance company to take you. So a lot of people don't know that.
do it right the first time, make a good decision the first time. And then I know there are scales where the price, the first year where you enroll, that is the most attractive price may not be the most attractive price 3 or 5 years down the road. If we don't know, we might get caught off guard by that. So again, just very important to have a guide here, credible, knowledgeable within this topic. Joe Namath may be fantastic at throwing a football, may not be the go-to for making critical lifelong healthcare decisions. So other sources that we see commercials on TV, there's always an angle. There's always something behind it. Those are not free services of your government there that are putting those commercials with those celebrity endorsement spokespeople, right?
That's right, Peter. I mean, there's a reason those people get paid to do those commercials. They may not know anything about Medicare. They may, but they're being paid for those commercials. And unfortunately, we get kind of swept into the movement of, hey, Joe Namath or Kid Dynamite's accepting this plan, and I can get all this free stuff. I want what's mine. And you see these commercials, and so you just need to make an intelligent decision. I think that a lot of people are being misled into what they're getting and what they are. I knew, Peter, at one point in time, I had a Medicare Advantage plan but I was age 65. I wasn't sick. And all of a sudden one day my doctor got switched to some doctor 40 miles away. And I'd never been to him. I didn't know him because my doctor was out of their network. And so I didn't have a say in that. And I just want to make sure that people out there understand Medicare is a great plan. It's a great, while we still pay for it, it's a great benefit that we have as seniors. And our healthcare costs are going to go up. You know that. I mean, as we age, more things happen, more things have to be replaced. And the chances are that we're going to have a major illness that's going to take a lot of money and a lot of medical treatment. I just want to make sure that our seniors listening to this podcast understand what's available to them and make the best decision that they can make.
Well, again, it is a critical set of decisions at an important time in our life when we are setting up the healthcare support and how we will cover costs during our retirement and throughout our senior years. So we want to make good decisions on that up front. We need a knowledgeable resource, somebody who is experienced in the field to help guide us along. And that's what John Kuykendall and the team from GulfCoast Financial Services can help you with, ladies and gentlemen. Pick up the phone, give them a call. And I know that there is typically an open enrollment season, but it's also for those that are turning 65 3 months before the month of their birthday, 3 months after. That goes on throughout the year, depending on your specific 65th birthday. And so certain times obviously are busier than others, John, in your office for these kind of issues, but you are there as the resource year round.
Well, that's right. And we want to help people. And I encourage everyone, if you're turning 65, go ahead 3 months ahead of time and start researching it, planning it, and knowing what's available to you, because you can't just wait until you're 65 or 3 months after. If you miss that 3 months, then you're subject to insurability again. Plus, you're also subject to penalties. So we want to make sure that everybody signs up when they're supposed to and signs up with the plan that they can afford. And that sounds like an insurance commercial, doesn't it?
We are talking about insurance after all.
Well, I think there's one plan that says affordable insurance is important, but we want to make sure they can afford it. And also they understand the pitfalls and all of the ramifications of it. It's very difficult. This is very confusing. There are much of moving parts, and it's kind of like Social Security. There's so many people out there hyping this thing that we just want to make sure that everybody understands what they're getting. And, Peter, on a side note, we've got runaway inflation. We're sitting here, everything's costing more. There's a shortage of baby formula. Have you heard that? Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a run on baby formula. I've got a great grandson coming, or a grandchild. I don't think they've told us what it is yet. But coming in July, and we're right now trying to find all the baby formula we can get. But Because of this, we're going to get probably the largest increase in our Social Security checks next year than we've ever gotten this century.
Yeah. And we know that last year was a larger one than many of the years past, 5.9%. But then on the other hand, Medicare premiums increase in coordination. So that went up 14.5%. So we got to understand how these things interplay, how they work, and how they fit into our larger plan. And for guidance that you can rely on, the team from GulfCoast Financial Services is there, ladies and gentlemen, from the health, the wealth aspect, and for your planning purposes, proactively pick up the phone, give them a call, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. And the individual guidance and perspective and recommendations that you will receive, I think those will be dynamite. John, always appreciate the guidance that you do provide here on the program, the information that you provide for North Central Florida savers and investors, those that are proactively thinking about and planning and preparing for their financial future. You know, we talked about the fact that this was going to be a rough year in the market way back in basically the middle to fourth quarter of last year. We were talking about that. We're seeing it play out. It's not really a shock or a surprise to you. And hopefully, you know, savers and investors are holding on tight and we're prepared ahead of time. That's always the critical key.
Well, you know, as we talked about with our income planning, and if we talked about the bucket approach, this is not the time to be pulling money out of your bucket, that's your growth bucket, which is in the market. I mean, when you sit here and look at Tesla down 50%, you look at some of the other stocks and what they've done, Apple's still going down. This isn't the time to be pulling money out of your growth bucket. Hopefully, you've got that income plan. You've got that predictable, sustainable income coming in to cover your shortfalls. And, you know, now may not be the time to take a trip with gas pushing $6 a gallon, which they're projecting by the summer. So, you know, it may be a time that we hopefully have that income plan in place and we know what we're doing. We want to make sure that everyone's covered out there. And if you're concerned about the market or you're concerned about where you are income wise, now's a great time to come in and let us do that income plan for you.
Well, again, if you would like to see that plan, if you would like to troubleshoot your current plan, understand the risks that you're taking, the fees that you're paying, the taxes that you may be liable for, if there are ways that you can better achieve your financial goals and objectives, pick up the phone, have a conversation, and then request that time for the complimentary review and strategy session. 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. You can also visit online, GulfCoastFinancial.net. That's GulfCoastFinancial.net. John, always a pleasure. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Peter. Great to be here. Go get some sun, man.
We'll try. Talk to you soon.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more financial focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature, not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes. John Kuykendall is registered with and securities are offered through Kovac Securities Inc., member FINRA SIPC, found online at www.kovacsecurities.com. Advisory services are offered through GulfCoast Financial Services Inc., a registered investment advisor in Florida. GulfCoast Financial Services Inc. is not affiliated with with Kovac Securities Inc. or Kovac Advisors Inc. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All investing involves risk. Investment decisions should be based on your own goals, time horizon, and tolerance for risk. Due to various factors including changing market conditions and/or applicable laws, the content may no longer be reflective of current opinions or positions.